Hi, my name is Gabrielle Fouget, and this is week 11, our final counseling session. Hi, Amanda. How are you this week?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Last week when you were here, we discussed that today being your last counseling session, and I wanted you to think of some strategies or plans of how you're going to handle things now that you won't be coming here. Um, First, I'd like to um, congratulate you on how much improvement you've made with your self esteem and your pursuits in your career. And um, I'd like to know, how do you feel about the progress that you've made?
I feel pretty good about it. I remember how I felt when I first started, and, I really think I felt like I wasn't going to be able to turn things around. Like, I just really felt that depressed. But, I don't know, I feel good.
Do you find that you're able to recognize any signs or symptoms of when you might need to reach out for help or when things might be a little bit too much for you to handle on your own?
Yeah, I think just the fact that I got here in the first place, I mean, I knew I needed help then, you know.
Can you maybe describe to me what how you knew you needed help?
I think it was because I had never felt like that before. I had never felt so useless and hopeless and just
Hmm.
sad and angry and mad, all those emotions all at once. And, you know, I knew it felt like something I wouldn't be able to do on my own.
And do you think in the future, whenever you start feeling that way again, you think you'll be able to reach out for help like you did?
Yeah, and I think my mom and I are getting along a lot better. Like,
Hmm.
I'm opening up to her a little bit more, and she's opening up to me a little bit more. And then I have my sister too. So, yeah, I think so. They've learned how I am, the new me, being a single mom, and I'm learning how I am, and I think it'll be noticeable if any other changes were to surface and I
Okay,
needed help.
well, that's good. Um, have you considered any ways that you might handle any stress or depression that comes your way?
Actual strategies, like in the moment, what I would do. Um, so far, all I've come up with is reaching out to my sister. Um,
That's a good
you
plan.
know, because she knows she'll be there for me no matter
Hmm.
when or where or why. She'll be there.
Have you considered maybe meditation? Or I know um, you're a spiritual person and you like to pray and things like that.
Yeah, my mom started going to this church recently down the road from our house, and
Hmm.
I had never gone with her to this church, but she invited me last week, and I went, and she introduced me to a few of her friends who have children, sons or daughters, that are also divorced or going through divorces. And I found out that they have like a support group,
Oh,
like
good.
a healing type group or something like that. I haven't gone to it yet, but I've got the information for when they start meetings and all that kind of stuff. So I think I'm gonna join that and kind of. It's a good way to have other support outside of my family and
Hmm.
meet other people that know what I've gone through and still going through.
That's a great idea. Um, or do you have any concerns or anything going forward?
Concerns. I mean, I think there's always going to be concerns because the future's so, it's unpredictable. I don't
Hmm.
know what's going to happen. But, I mean, I feel better about facing whatever it is. I feel stronger,
That's
more
good.
confident.
Um, And what about the kids? Are you able to help them cope better now that you're in a better place?
I think so. I think I have a lot more patience with David, and I think he's seeing that, and he's
Hmm.
starting to soften up a little bit. And they really enjoyed the church that we went to this past weekend. They have a children's part of it, so I think they were able to make a couple of friends while we were there.
Hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know 100% yet. I'll have to research it, but I think they might have a similar group that I'll be in for kids.
Oh, good.
So, and I don't know if it's something that's just getting started, like they've never done before or whatever. I don't know, but
Hmm.
I'm gonna look into it and see if I can get them into it.
I think that'll be good. Um, I know last week you talked about some books that you um, had access to about, dealing with stress and self esteem, and also one about divorce. Have you had a chance to read any of those yet?
Yeah, I started reading a couple of them. They're kind of different reads. The kind of reading I'm used to is, fiction and
Yeah.
storytelling, but um, I've started reading a couple of them. They've got a few good things in it that I could take out and apply to my life and that kind of thing. But it's gonna take me a while to get through them because they're kind of boring.
Yeah. And sometimes you'll come across a book that might really interest you and you find it really applies to you, that you might enjoy more.
Yeah,
But it's okay to not read the whole thing, maybe just read the parts that apply to you, but I think you'll find those helpful. Maybe you'll come up with new strategies or ideas. Um, do you have any fears about your current state right now moving forward?
most of the fears I have right now pertain to my kids. Like I know I'll be okay, but I guess I'm mostly fearful of how all of this is going to play out for them as they continue to grow and
Hmm.
get back into a regular routine and schedule and meet other kids. What if there aren't as many kids here that have divorced parents or are single parents, or you know what if this is going to affect them more as they get older. you know I just don't and I know that's all in the future and I won't know until the time comes, but those are the kind of fears that I have.
Well, from what it sounds like, your children are really adjusting really well, and kids are usually pretty resilient. And I think that you'll find it helpful even just by you going to the support group, and especially if they can go to one also.
Yeah.
And at support groups you can talk to other parents and see the strategies that they use.